We are entering a new world which is completely different, a much better world.
The monkey looks completely normal and yet is playing a video game telepathically, which is, I think, quite profound. We hope to have this in our first humans, which will be people that have severe spinal cord injuries like tetraplegics, quadriplegics next year, getting FDA approval.
And the Quran has been sent لِقَوْمِ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ, for a people who ponder and who reflect.
It sounds great, doesn't it? Post-humanism, to transform mankind, make it advance through technology, allowing miracles to happen like healing cancer through nanobots, using Neuralink technology to cure the blind, helping people fight mental disorders through artificial intelligence. This is what it's about. You see folks, Jesus healed the sick and cured the blind, but today we have technology to do just that, and the global elite call it post-humanism.
Innovations we are seeing today in terms of artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, cloud computing, advanced robotics, and many others, together constitute a new phase in human development, even exceeding previous industrial revolutions in scale and impact. COVID-19, if anything, has accelerated this ongoing industrial revolution. If COVID had happened even 10 years ago, we could not have imagined moving entire companies, schools, and government offices so fast online. Today, that is a reality. The fourth industrial revolution has become a reality.
All this isn't actually limited to gadgets and medicine. It really isn't. They've packaged it very well. The fourth industrial revolution, which the World Economic Forum promotes with the transhumanist agenda. It's all about molding society, global economics, cultures, language, and our psyche. It's a manufactured endpoint to human evolution.
وَأَرِنِيَ الْبَاطِلَ بَاطِلًا وَارْزُقْنِي اجْتِنَابَهُ, and show me falsehood as falsehood, and take the veils from off my eyes, and grant that I might recognize it as falsehood.
It's all about taking the divine out of humanity, because the drivers of this so-called fourth industrial revolution believe that humanity has outgrown its purpose. They believe scientists are gods to be worshipped. People like Biden, Netanyahu, Erdogan and other politicians, they are priests who dictate new laws to which we have to live by. My friends, I'm all for technology and progress, but we must have a balance, because the more we separate ourselves from our divine nature, our heart self, the more we create something non-human. I remember when I graduated from university, I aspired to work for a magic law firm. I quickly gave up on the idea when I started to see that I don't actually conform to their values. Becoming self-employed is probably the best decision I've made in my life, because all these major corporations are imposing government policy. Even if the Supreme Court intervenes, calls it out and says these policies are unconstitutional. For example, the vaccination mandates. Even if they are struck down by the Supreme Court, the corporations are still implementing these unconstitutional policies. And why is all this happening? It's happening because constitutions protect us from governments, but constitutions don't protect us from corporations. And the global elite are using corporations for their satanic agenda. So why am I telling you all this? Well, you'll have to watch what's happening. Sure, I'm no big fan of our democracy today, but there are still benefits to the system. I do have my alternative ideas in the independent Islamic Republic, but I still think what we have today in terms of democracies across the globe, like Britain and Australia for instance, does work to a certain extent. It's not perfect, but it does guarantee a level of freedom. For instance, freedom to believe what you like, freedom to protest, and guarantees basic human rights such as right to privacy and family. But what's happening today is the transhumanist agenda pushed by the global elite through technocrats and organizations like the World Health Organization are transforming our people in the West into compliant, just programmed people.
As we look again at the stars above, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala invites us to look not only at the stars but the moon and the sun and the firmament above, and look at the furniture of the earth below, and you see that everything functions harmoniously and everything is pregnant with truth. Allah created everything bil haqq, with truth, and therefore there is harmony in all that pertains to truth. Critical thinking, the capacity to think critically, means that you must recognize harmony, lack or no defects whatsoever in all matters pertaining to what has come from Allah, the creation of the heavens and of the earth.
Social credit systems are soon to be rolled out in the Western world. If you follow China, then you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what a social credit scheme is, then I suggest you read up on the matter. If you don't like the right things on social media, if you don't listen to the right patriotic songs, then your children may be denied the right to education. The state may never hire you as an employee. If you needed a loan to buy a house, you might not get the best rate on the market. What China has today, we will have tomorrow. We already have it in the West. My dear brothers and sisters living in Great Britain, Europe and America, we already have this in the form of cancel culture.
Cancel culture, driving people from their jobs, shaming dissenters, and demanding total submission from anyone who disagrees. This is the very definition of totalitarianism, and it has absolutely no place in the United States of America.
When it comes to cancel culture, if you say the wrong thing, then your entire life will be destroyed. You will be ostracized from society. They'll take your money away. I'm observing all this. Let's take, for example, the United States of America, the so-called land of the free and the land of the brave. In the state of Alaska, employers spy on employees on Facebook. In America, if you believe marriage between a man and a woman is the only type of marriage, see how long you stay in your job. They'll do you for being a bigot and a homophobe, because the transhumanist fourth industrial revolution believes marriage is a social construct, nothing religious about it. They believe anybody can get married. A man and another man can marry, and a woman and another woman can also marry. In fact, we're not far off from humans and animals getting married. It will happen. Just look at Coca-Cola, Ford, and all these other big corporations. If you don't believe in their values, you don't belong in the company. If you post things about your Islamic or Christian understanding of marriage and what it means to be a human, you will soon discover there's a big cancel culture force. They are lethal and they'll come for you. People are now becoming afraid to post things on social media thanks to the online mob inspired by the transhumanist fourth industrial revolution. One of the biggest things people need to be careful of is Elon Musk's Neuralink. The experiments on Neuralink has been ongoing for a number of years. What Elon Musk is doing sounds great, and that's how the devil works. It packages things as good, but it really isn't. What Elon Musk is doing is helping people who fought wars and lost their eyesight or their limbs, their ability to function. He's putting invisible fibers across people's brain and attaching the nodes of the brain. That's dangerous. This is why Sheikh Imran Hossain keeps telling us people will stop thinking. People will let go of critical thinking skills, because your thinking is basically electrical impulses in your brain. And if these electrical impulses are coming from outside sources, then what is human about it? Sure, it's great to help people use their arms and hands and cure blindness, but with Neuralink, they'll start to control people's thoughts and emotions. And I think that's a very dangerous thing to do. Thank you for listening to the Independent Islamic Republic. Assalamu alaikum, sayonara, namaste, God bless. Have a lovely night.